Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Summoning Hour. Check your six. This is with Texas AMU R6 squad. So I'll let you guys go through and do a brief introduction about who you are and your role within the R6 squad, and then we'll just kind of shoot the shit and talk about the squad as a whole and what your goals are going forward for this season and maybe next season. But we'll go into that, and then after a short interview, we'll jump into some squad action.
Yeah, so I guess if you want me to start things off,
Yeah, sure.
hello, my name is E Central. I go by E Central online, but my name is Christian in person. So basically, for season one of the Collegiate R6 League, I was playing Hard Breach for my team for the Division One team. So basically, the quick rundown is that there's a Division One team and there's a Division Two team. And so myself and Send It, another partner that I have here, were on Division One, and then Critical Falcon and Conman were on Division Two. So that's basically the brief summary.
Yeah, so my name's Jake. I go by Send It, or now Full Send in game. So I just joined the team last season, and yeah, I started off the season as a entry fragger, but I've kind of moved over into the support role because I've kind of found it as my natural niche as a support player. Um, I think that's about it.
Okay, so I'm Chris, but everyone calls me Falcon as my last name. So I've been the captain of the Division Two team for 2 seasons in a row now, and my role is kind of more of a support player. So we have a lot of good entry fraggers, and we have a lot of good fraggers on our team. So I kind of you know give them the upper hand in what they're specialized in, and kind of help out everywhere else I can. Um, but yeah, I mean, been a pretty fun 2 seasons, and Connor is also on my team. He helps me run things.
Much. uh, so I guess this is where I introduce myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Conman. Conman 15. In game, you can just call me Con or Dad. I'm pretty dominant. It's awesome. Just kidding. But yeah, I focus on basically whatever the team needs. I can entry frag. I can support. I can bring hard breach. I can bring soft breach. I really specialize in getting on site and taking out the enemy. Though I don't even run ACOG on attack. I just run holographic sight and kind of just get in the faces of the enemy and make them panic. So I just do what I do best, which is cause chaos throughout the site. And then on defense, I'm primarily a roamer, but if they need an anchor, I've got no problem sitting back and taking people out from behind like a mirror or something, or lasering people with Maestro's turrets. So whatever you need, I'm there.
Nice. That sounded like everyone. I want to double check, make sure I didn't miss anyone. Was that everyone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
Okay, okay. So I know Texas AMU had a great season last season, but why don't you tell us a little bit about how the first season went and how you found that success?
Do you want to take this, Christian, or do you want me to?
So okay, so yeah, I can take the initial stage because so funny enough, whenever we first started with the team, we actually had an entirely different roster, and the only two players that remained from the original lineup that we had was myself as well as Chief, which is another player on our team. And so we were initially tried out for the team, and we both made it. However, given a few unfortunate circumstances, we had a few players drop out, which is where we had to pick up somebody like Send It, like Jake, and then also our current captain right now, Jinro or John, and then Alex and Nyrock. So it was a very interesting circumstance, and to be honest with you, we didn't really expect to get very far. The only reason that I particularly joined this org and playing with these my teammates was literally just to find some friends, so I could play Siege and meet them in person and just basically attend events with them.
Yeah, um, last season was kind of a surprise to all of us as well. I joined probably about quarter way through the season. They had already had two losses because the roster was interchanging. But once we got everyone kind of set in stone, we did surprisingly well for a team that had literally just come together and just started playing together. and we synergized really well. And what really impressed me is the fact that we were able to make it to the quarterfinals like we did. We started off as the bottom seed in the entire league, and we made it to the quarterfinals. And um, that I think that impressed a lot of people, and we were really happy with where we made or with where we ended. And we weren't disappointed whatsoever. But this season, we've refined a lot of different things, and we've kind of figured out each other's play styles, and um, we've kind of got everything more set in stone. So now trying to we're trying to go for gold. But I think as long as we make it to finals, we'll be happy.
Now, with such a short time between the first season and the second season and the roster switches, how was that downtime important for you all to practice, and what was your focus during that time just to make sure that you could kind of live up to that season 1 performance?
We used that time to really. I mean, when winter break happened, we all kind of split different ways. Everyone kind of went home, but after finals ended and before everyone split, and then when everyone came back, we used a lot of that time to really focus on our own personal play styles. What we could have done differently from season one. We kind of analyzed our gameplay from season one, and we were like, okay, you know what? Let's change things up a little bit. You're gonna play support now instead of flex role. You're gonna play flex instead of anchor, or you're gonna play entry fragger. So on and so forth. And we've kind of shaken things up a little bit. And honestly, it's worked out great so far. Um, and I'm really happy with what we have so far. We have refined a lot of our different strats. Obviously, I won't go into them, but um, John, our captain, has worked incredibly hard on our different strategies, and we've all worked together to refine them. And we've all kind of gone. It's hard to explain, but we've all really been focusing on the characters that we're going to play during those strats.
That
Yeah, and
makes
then
sense.
I guess for me to add on to that a little bit, I just wanted to bring up specifically Falcon and Conman's role. So one of the great things about our particular team was that we maintained, I believe it was 4/5 of the roster, but essentially I took a step back to be a sub in order to just focus on my casting a little bit more for the league. But Conman and Falcon, on the other hand, they were able to just simply take what they had from last season and build on top of that. So I want to give them an opportunity to speak on their team, particularly here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. So, with our team, you know how last season was everyone's first season for both D1 and D2 teams, just for A&M in general. So, the way we figured out how to get team situated the first season was kind of a little rough. So,
It was
we
bad.
we ended up having to find like the last remaining people who were trying to like be on the team like 2 days before registration ended
Picking up the
for
scraps.
basically, yeah, picking up the scraps and make a team like 2 days, 1 or 2 days before registration ended for collegiate R6. And we basically just had to work with what we had. Connor actually joined us maybe like a fourth or third way through the season.
I didn't start out.
And it was pretty rough. So like, we just had to work with what we had. And we didn't, I mean, we did all right. I mean, we won a few games, and we won a lot from people, the other team having to forfeit due to timing and things like that.
Those were
Um,
the only matches we won.
and so it was a pretty rough season for us. But now, like over Christmas break, I had Connor help me out with recruiting. I knew for sure I wanted him to stick with us because Connor's a really strong player for me. And so he helped me with the recruiting process, and we literally had tryouts all the way through Christmas break, and we finalized as best of a team as we could with the time that we had, and we just built off that. And so now we've got a lot of good fraggers. We've got a lot of good support roles, and that just helps us. And now we're already 2-0 into the season, and last night's game was pretty intense.
It was epic to say the least.
And so we've come a long way from our first season, and just seems to we keep building on top of it every week, and hopefully we can go for the gold in our division.
You had to describe your Division 1, Division 2 teams' play styles. Like, would you say you're overly aggressive? Are you tacticians? Are you masterminds, drafters kind of thing? Or are you just really into the meta? How would you describe the two different teams?
In my opinion, I think we're more of the on the tactician side. None of us are really crazy run and gun, go kill everyone type of players. We try and take things at a different angle, and we try and think outside the box with our different strategies and how we play.
Um, I guess for us, we can be kind of both. I mean, we have the occasional times where we'll do runouts or we'll do crazy rushes where we're just super aggressive. I mean, that could either be in favor of us or that can really hurt us. But then we also are very kind of tactical too. The way some of our strats work are kind of complex, where they kind of take all of the prep time, and we have to picture perfect every single little thing to get it done. And sometimes it goes a little over prep phase time. But just like we've been kind of expanding our strats, and basically it's just we can be either kind of if we want it to be.
That makes sense. And it's good to have that flexibility just so that you can never really be countered. As opposed to like if you're really a one-trick strategy kind of team, like people come to expect something and then you end up losing a few rounds just because they've countered your strategy as a whole, and then the other things that you may not be as strongly coordinated with end up just getting picked off. What's been some of the I don't want to say frustrations with the current meta, but like what are some of your least favorite things to like that's just happening in the meta? Not so much that you're not good at dealing with them, it's just like it's a frustration with the current meta.
Like my frustration with the meta, you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, Lion's annoying as heck, but then again, like we don't have to play against like anything that like Lion or have to deal with things like Nomad or Kaid before like we have time to adjust. So like I mean, there's not really much to the meta that I find frustrating. I actually kind of enjoy like just sticking to it, just being able to stick with denial, good setup, and having control of certain areas of the map just to deny them from accessing certain places is like it gives you an advantage that other people don't. Like when you we just were discussing this last night as a team that regular ranked like after a match like last night feels so stale and so boring. Just because with this whole pick and ban thing, you get the opportunity to um, choose which ops are banned, which can entirely affect how certain people are going to be playing, and it allow you to actually like put in a strategy. So not only is it just running gun, which I'm pretty sure any of our teammates can do at this point. I feel like I drafted a really good team this season. Malgus guns out, JJ guns out randomly, even though I didn't think he was capable of it. He kills it. Falcon guns out when he needs to. Nolan kills it, and then I'll pop off when I need to. But the strats that Nolan has been bringing to the table for us have been transformative, and I actually love sticking with the meta. I don't think I'm really frustrated at all. I'm kind of mad with the new updates that are coming to the game a little bit here and there. I like the way the game is. I think they've done a great job with establishing, you know, just a great meta.
Yeah, as for Team One, I don't think any of us really have a problem with the metas. As long as you know how to deal with them, they're not a huge problem. Personally, my frustration with some of the metas is not like it's not actually the metas itself, but it's the problem with everyone hears it is the problem with crouch and lean spamming and um the the silent Ash. Ash is a player. I don't mind when people play Ash. I really don't care. But the fact that like Ash is so quiet, I can have my headphones turned up, and Ash is literally the only character that can run right past me, and I won't even know it because I can't hear her. And that I honestly it frustrates me when we were playing it was funny. We were playing a ranked game last night actually, and we were defending on Oregon basement, and this Ash literally just ran right into sight and killed everyone because nobody heard her. Nobody heard her run straight through construction, straight into sight, and just mow down our entire team. And it's just incredibly frustrating to me.
Okay, so it's not just me. I thought Ash was really quiet. Okay, not just me. That makes me feel a whole lot better.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's funny. She's just one of the most lethal operators in the game, but to
I'd
have that most powerful weapon in the R4C and just run around is just it's kind of crazy.
I'd say that about Maverick more than anybody else. I feel like his torch, along with being a 3-speed, and his M4 kind of make him a little bit more lethal. The thing that I feel like makes Ash is the fact that she can die and frag out without having an effect on her team. Like if you run somebody with utility who needs to do a job and you do that and you die, you're hurting your team. But when you run Ash and you go in, you get a couple kills and die, like that's your job. And people who fulfill that role are just great Ash players. And I don't think there's really much of a problem. I think they're like them removing the ACOG is an interesting choice because a lot of people do surprisingly run ACOG on the R4C. And I think more than anything, that hurts Ash rushes. I think it's better to get in there with a reflex sight, holographic sight, and just tear shit up. I've seen some incredible plays and had some incredible plays myself where I'm just using a holographic sight. You rush in there, you just easily take sight. It's what Ash does. But what frustrates me more than anything, I think, is the silence of Maverick's torch, dude. That pisses me off. Like you don't know when the hole's being opened, and next thing you know, you're just standing there like, how did I die? And there's a little hole in the wall.
Maybe it's just me or my headphones, but honestly, I've never really had a problem dealing with Maverick because the sound when he takes his torch out is actually quite loud, and I can hear it. No matter where I am on site, I can hear when he takes his torch out, and I can actually hear him ripping through a wall. Now, the sound in this game is funny, so like when he's doing it, I don't know which wall he's doing it to, so that's kind of what makes it dangerous. So I have to kind of look around and be careful about which wall I'm looking at because he could be at any wall because sound travels, through the shortest distance in this game, and you never know what that shortest distance is sometimes. But yeah, I can hear the blowtorch being taken out, and I can hear the wall being ripped open, but I just don't know where it's coming from.
Well, like to add on top of the that whole Maverick thing, we kind of experienced it heavily last night, where it was our first map. We were on Oregon, and they kind of pushed up on main stairs, and there was a Monty up on main stairs, and we had no idea that they even were Mavericking the armory wall because just the giant shield sound of it just kind of it kind of just took over the Maverick sound. So we got killed. We got picked off from the Maverick from that little tiny hole because we didn't even know that he was even blowing through it.
I like how we've had this discussion about the audio of operators and utilities, and now we're talking strategies about covering up that sound. Obviously, audio is very important in R6, but how do you feel about controlling that audio? Like, how does that come into your play style or making sure that you're cognizant of the audio around you? Like, obviously, someone blowing a wall open gives an immediate trigger for the rest of your team or a call out for everyone to know where that's coming from. But something as subtle as like Maverick pulling out his utility or hearing footsteps just outside of a wall and just understanding what that means. How do you control that audio chaos, I suppose?
What do you mean exactly by control?
So either when you're on offense or you're trying to pull a move on defense where you want to cover up sound, or you're attempting to read the sound that the opponents are letting you hear, as opposed to like having the Monty clanging around making a whole bunch of noise to avoid you hearing the Maverick. Like, is that a part of your gameplay? Is that what you consider, or is that kind of like that next level kind of, it's just the way people are figuring out how to play?
Honestly, I think it really goes that kind of delves into the thinking outside the box category because I was playing with some randoms the other night, and I was Maverick, and I forgot which site we were attacking, but he was on a hatch, and there's a guy trying to shoot him through the hatch, bottom to top. And hey, Maverick, take out your torch. I was like, okay. So I took out my torch, and that guy heard it, and so he turned around, and that allowed my teammate to shoot that guy. So it really, you can really trick teammates, or not trick teammates, but trick the enemies into thinking you're doing something while another person does something else, and that also comes in with like advanced drone deployment. You can kind of fake enemies out by throwing a drone, and people can hear that, um, but you don't actually go into the camera. You just kind of throw a drone into a hallway, and somebody will kind of come running out thinking that you're in the drone, and then you just shoot them. Um, so I mean, sometimes you can use audio to your advantage, but if you're against a team that knows what they're doing, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of a coin toss.
Yeah, and I wanted to add on to this because so essentially, I have an interesting scenario where normally for a big garage, like Consulate Garage is a great example of this, where there's an entire panel where essentially it takes 2 exothermic charges to open up the wall fully. But I've seen this played a few times, and I've even done it myself, to where you open up the far rightmost panel, which is very standard, so that way you can run into the site and plant behind the white van or just have as much cover as you can get. But just an interesting thing that I've personally incorporated into my own gameplay is, rather than blowing up the entire wall and trying to set up a crossfire and cutting off all the sight lines, I just simply put the exothermic charge down. I will run in, and as I'm about to plant the bomb, I will go ahead and detonate the charge. So that way there's just this large explosion that's going to happen. So it essentially saves me like about maybe 2 to 3 seconds, to where you can't really hear me, typing on the little the computer, I suppose, to try and plant the diffuser. So I definitely incorporated it into my own gameplay. However, it's also something where you kind of have to practice it and understand where you can use it to your benefit.
And I guess for me, um, when it comes to listening for that kind of stuff, I mean, it's kind of a lot of the times it's hard to kind of counter the sounds, especially if they're like, if you're defending and they have a Monty kind of masking the sounds of everybody. It's kind of hard. So like what I feel is kind of like the best way to do that kind of stuff is kind of have an anti, or like a kind of a, I don't know, like having like Legion mines out somewhere, or having like echo drones or Valk cams, just so like even if you can't audibly hear them, you can actually visibly see where they are and like what they're doing. So for me, I guess like when it gets to that difficulty of listening for those kind of things, it's kind of it's easier to visually see them as opposed to hearing them.
All right. Well, since we're talking about gameplay, how about we jump into some R6?
Let's
Sure,
go.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gonna be very rusty, but
All right, Connor did
Well,
like
you'll
5
still probably do
T-hunts.
better than me.
Yeah, I was just constantly playing T-Hunt.
All right, I'm
Do you
going to
have us
switch up some
already added?
settings so you'll see my camera go off for a little bit.
Wait a minute. I'm friends with eCentral. Hang on.
yeah, we played once.
When did we play?
It was towards the end of the last season or so.
Shit. Damn, okay.
Does anyone want to host? Does anyone have a
Yeah, here I can invite people.
flaming desire to host?
Yeah, you can
I
go ahead and
just
invite
send-
people because
I
Connor
invited
has
2
basically.
people.
Do you have us added, Joe?
I added,
Joe has me added.
yeah.
Okay, that'll work.
I have the
You can invite.
I'm set up on the West Coast servers if that's okay. Don't worry, it's easier over there.
Weird. I have no idea why I don't have you guys as friends.
There we go. All right, Joe, I got you.
All right. Play. Okay. Well, let's
Did you get
figure
that
this
invite?
out. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yo, what's the Twitch handle for this stream?
Warlock Call.
If you click his, yeah, there you go.
Were you wanting to do a casual match or more of a ranked match?
Let's do casual. Yeah, I don't want to ruin your guys' ranked ratings if the road to the invitational was
This
still
season's
going.
about to end. Matter anymore.
What are you talking about? You want to keep your high rank for that intimidation factor for your future matches.
Nah, bro, it's all about the Smurf life.
Honestly, the team we played last night had, and they
Oh. And goes
Like,
above
they-
R6. There we go.
don't.
Did I lose everyone?
This season's.
New follower detected.
Ooh, that's loud. Ooh. Wow. Sorry, rip ears. I had an invite. I don't know where it went.
They came from nothing, and we were able to get to top 8 of the entirety. And it presents this new challenge that you don't really see anywhere else with this whole collegiate esports stuff.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Somehow, I think you all cut out while I opened up R6, so I don't know if I heard some amount of that conversation.
Unfortunate.
That's okay.
Can you all hear me now?
Oh, Jay,
Whoa, Jay. I mean,
thank you for letting me carry you in that ranked match the other night.
19 kills, bro.
No. The ranked match. When we played with
don't
Jay,
even talk about carry.
you weren't even. Okay, you weren't even in that. This is before you got on before.
Hey, yeah.
That's weird. It looks like my audio cuts out as soon as I go full screen.
We just didn't have our
What the hell?
strats for Oregon. So we lost. Oh, we almost pulled out a double. 4, something like that. 5-7, something. Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good 7 rounds. And fortunate.
Can I get another invite?
It was a. Needed with our defense, and then when we're able to combine that with a defensive attack,
I mean, we did really
dominant
well on attack.
Yeah, on attack, we did good on, I would say, the end part of Border and the first part of Clubhouse.
Okay. 1 second, Joe. We're all in. We're on a group. If you just want to accept my invite already.
There it is. Okay.
Okay. Cool. There we go. All right, we got everyone.
Yeah, like I experimented with Ying last night too in the clubhouse.
I taught you how to play Ying.
Hell yeah!
Don't say experiment.
You taught me how to play Ying in 30 seconds.
This boy didn't even run angled grip hollow on that. He was running vertical grip ACOG.
On what map?
On Clubhouse.
Yeah, like every single time they went CCTV, I just rushed up main stairs, flashed.
Just
got,
throw a
like,
couple
2
up
kills.
there, go up there, light them up, on site, easy clap.
I got like 2. I even wallbanged one through the garage and I didn't even notice it, and then that ended up being like the last kill of the round. Oh, what a match!
House.
This is the only reason I don't.
What?
Like
Falcon. You apparently got a friend. Damn.
I have a
Who is it?
phase.
It's Matt. Hi, Matt.
Wait, is that Matt?
Wait,
Is
phase.
that No, dude. Is that a that's
Hey,
jet ski? That's supreme jet ski. I'm getting stream sniped, dude. This is one of my
Dude.
this is one of my mods for my stream.
Nice. Okay, you tell me what you need me to do.
Uh-oh. Why did Connor leave? Uh-oh. Oh, crap. All right,
Oh.
we're just doing it. We're working with it. What happened to
I let fate choose for me, and fate chose Tachanka.
What happened to Connor?
As always.
Secure the area.
Oh,
Keep the bombs
shoot.
protected.
All right, might as well enjoy Cav before she gets her fat nerve.
Yeah, and Joe, if you have any other questions, by the way, so since I'm subbing for the team, I don't really have much to present in terms of strategies, but I definitely have been working a lot on my conceptual thinking of this.
4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were talking about weapon setups on specific maps, so that's the kind of high-level thinking and gameplay that I'm starting to experiment with on my stream, but like I don't even know where
Down
to
to
begin
10
with
seconds.
that.
5 seconds.
One of the let's see, the best ways that
Op
I can
4 has
put it. There's
located
been
a
a
bomb.
few
Get ready to
situations where, in very close quarters combat, I've seen a few people. Okay, I've seen a few
Casual.
people end up bringing along like shotguns, for example. But there's also some operators that, like Mute, for example, is a he's a good topic to talk about because just recently he got an SMG-11 as his secondary,
Op 4 has
which is
located a
something
bomb.
that
You know what to do.
I didn't really expect much to come out of it. However, it actually opened up the way that you can play Mute because rather than just simply mapping 55, you can actually use the shotgun to create more rotationals and kind of turn them into that smoke roll without having to literally play that type of game style.
Hey Christian, let me know if anyone's on that scissor left out there.
Okay.
Christian, I got main door. I'm here.
Okay. Everybody else is- yep.
That's casual. Oh, behind us in the kitchen. Bugs in the kitchen. After you gave. Fuse just hopped in.
Buck's 3/4. No. Buck is 3/4 health.
Bugs still. Yeah. He
What am I
got
doing,
camped.
streets?
One friendly remaining.
On the main stairs.
Ow. Uh-oh.
Op 4 has deployed a diffuser. Destroy it.
Nice try.
Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Is very
My
unfortunate.
performance was fine, but now it's gone to shit, and I don't understand
So
why
I
necessarily.
don't know if anyone else is excited about this, but Habana's like one of my favorite players. Her elite set coming out in March.
Oh yeah, no, that's a sweet
Yeah,
set.
The new bow and arrow one.
Yeah, I think that looks so sick. Like I'm buying it as soon as it comes out.
You know, I love the elite skins, but I just can never bring myself to like buy any.
Yeah, unless you're Connor and then you buy all of them.
Surprised we haven't gotten a backfill player. We're just
Yeah, in a casual match. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be worse. Oh god,
He said,
I
"Watch out
see
for
that
Matt."
transition.
Your
and
drone
It's just
will locate a bomb.
horrendous.
Yeah, Matt is one of his mods on his. I've played with them. This is
This is
I
with
think
the
his Smurf
1080.
account, 'cause this is this might be his his NA account.
Nope, that didn't work. I got 2 of them spotted. I got that main.
I honestly don't remember the last time I played on this map. It was probably around like the Halloween
in 10 seconds.
area.
Is Matt kicking your ass yet?
5
No,
seconds
Matt's got
before
0
insertion.
kills.
Oh, Matt's a god.
He's getting
Just one.
carried for 4 kills.
The diffuser has been secured. You
Four
must
kills is
locate and defuse a bomb.
Oh, that's
wrong with-
Alibi.
yeah. Don't shoot the window. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Reloading. That goes down.
Oh, there's Matt.
Inside upstairs, I'm assuming.
Yeah. There's.
You
That's how you play skiing. Yeah.
We'll just plan on B.
Oh, I have the bomb. Out.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
my
go back to
bad.
B. Go
I
back
saw a
to B
rook
flank.
in here, but
diffuser is active, protected at all costs.
he's in that small closet.
Albi's inside the master bedroom.
Op 4 last operator standing.
17 ping and I
He's
can't
in the
hit a
bathroom, I
single
think.
shot.
Okay. No, master bathroom.
Nope.
Feeling
He's in
this
closet.
input lag and I don't understand
I
why.
know there's a prism in
Okay.
there.
Yeah, there is. Just
So
play
frustrating.
bomb.
It's okay.
1090
Just let him come out.
or
and I'll shoot him
1080,
then the hallway.
18 or 16 gig RAM, i7.
Oh
the hell?
man.
I don't get this.
Mission
Safety on.
successful, bomb defused.
He was just hiding in this closet. Yeah, he's still there.
He like
you
tried to
killed
make
him
the
for
whole.
that?
Yeah, that whole closet is soft unless you
Yeah.
reinforce it.
He was running into the Prisma, which kind of, so I knew where he was, but he wasn't hovering.
Just go
right? He was kinda
Jaeger
behind
and
the cabinet.
provide some utility for the team that way.
All right, let's do it. We're not allowed to play him in collegiate, so might as well play him now.
When do they become unlocked? Cade and Nomad.
Dude, I have no idea.
It should be so. For
It's
Pro
usually
League-
like when the next set of operators come out. Usually the ones that were banned before kind of go into rotation.
Yeah. So once the new ones will be released, so Mozzie and what's the other one?
Secure the bombs.
Yeah, the fat chick. She's chunky.
Do you consider her fat? She's
Have you-
very muscular.
Have you seen her?
Yeah, she's not fat. She's very stocky.
Thick.
She's thick.
You can stop
AF.
working.
Thick.
But yeah. So once she gets released, which should be in
Be advised, Op 4 has
Yeah, it's
found a
within the
bomb.
maybe
next
a week or
couple-
two. Yeah.
Does
It'll be
anyone
very.
got a horse garage?
I can't.
I have one left. Yeah, we can get it.
Yeah, you get the one who has one, get that one. And then if you have two, get the left garage door.
10 seconds left.
We're kind of short of person.
5 seconds
so.
left.
That's why I'm saying reinforce garage.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
That double protection. Oh,
I
I'm
got the
sorry.
perf. Oh my god.
I forgot that destroys your butt.
Oh, both my mutes are gone now. Rip.
Oh, what? Okay, that's gross. I didn't even see. I didn't even realize that was visible. There's the Ash main.
Was that Matt?
No, it was the guy that's carrying.
Oh my god.
Op 4 has located a bomb. You know what to do.
Dang. Alright, I gotta try and fix this. This is driving me nuts.
Can you just shield front door?
Friendly, last operator standing.
Oh, they're downstairs.
Uh,
You got Ash downstairs.
hey Dastrosa. How's it going?
Took way too
All
many shots
friendlies
on
were
that, I was
eliminated.
expecting. I guess with the MPX, huh?
Yeah, the EPX is really weak.
Malware scan going on right
Two
now.
tags with the deagle there.
Wait, Connor, is Matt playing on his NA account?
Yeah.
What to say? Cause like, how the hell did he queue up with us?
Let's see. I'm still just gonna go back to Twitch. I'm trying, Trosa. I'm trying to get some kills, but you know, I am sucking up perf-wise. I don't understand. Like, my computer is a
You got
beast,
lucky with the map
and
that
yet,
we're
like,
playing on, Connor.
I am playing at like
Huh?
20 sub
Your
20
T-Hunt
frames, and
is the
it's
same
Oh
map.
yeah.
it's balls right now. So how is it
Drone
going
located
in and
bomb.
out of map rotations? Like, what happens if House comes in as a rotated map for the next season, or once
That would
CR6 brings in new maps and new operators?
Yeah, we haven't really had any sort of map rotations quite yet. So I've only been playing for
Drone has located a
roughly
bomb.
8 months or so. So we haven't had anything like that. But given that they're pumping out so
Drone
many
has
more
found a
maps,
bomb.
like the New Hereford, for example. So I believe the last map that they did add was Villa, actually. So I'm not
No,
sure if they.
Villa
10
was in
seconds
the
to go.
last season's rotation
Yeah,
also. There
but,
wasn't a change from anything.
5 seconds before
Okay, so
insertion.
they just
Look at
simply
this.
added
This is
the new
perfy as butt.
No, Villa
The
was on the
diffuser
rotation
is
last
recovered.
season.
You've
That doesn't,
located a bomb.
doesn't look
That's
so
how
bad
we
on
Way
win
to
my,
its
at one
location
point.
and defuse it.
doesn't look so bad on
I think
my
that was like I think they
preview,
took
but-
out Chalet and put
What is this? Rook?
it's supposed to
Well, I mean, they're not going
Going
to be
full
adding a
screen
lot of
should
new
be
maps
saving
this
me,
year,
but
so
man.
it's not really much of a concern. There's only one.
sucks.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if Fortress is gonna be added to the rotation.
Like, as
I
soon as I
wouldn't
turn
mind
off Discord, it's all
Soft.
fine, and I
personally
don't have
hope not,
any
but
acceleration.
Oh, he's giving us
graphics
armor.
acceleration or
There's
anything.
armor up on Treehouse. Oh,
he
Matt's
gave us armor.
amazing.
That's funny. Oh, I'm gonna take it.
Can I peek someone?
That was dumb. Smoke. Hey, if you want to come over to me, I'll go ahead and Candela soon if you want.
Clashes in garage.
Swapping mags.
Ooh. BC is clear. Oh, you guys are. Alright, I'm just gonna hop in.
Vigil's up in the window.
That is not
Drop the
good.
diffuser. The diffuser is now secured. 1 op 4 remaining.
You're
just
just top
fine.
living.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
I saw her.
Friendly, last operator.
Wow. That Suede guy is going off.
Through my left ear and
They should might drop behind. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Well, I guess now we can pick up Connor.
thanks for that. I was trying to record
Oh,
on
even
separate
hopping
channels
out and
while I was
everything.
doing the podcast interview section, so I just forgot to switch that over. Thanks, Chief.
I guess
What's the
he's,
pro league?
I guess he's turned his extra sweat on for casual.
Yeah, I just how do I put this? Very
Perfect.
rusty.
Thanks, Chief.
Hit me when you guys are ready.
Oh shoot, he was the host, so we have to. All right.
No, I'm the IGL now. I just brought us all out.
Oh shoot, I backed it up before I
Just
realized.
Here I got Falcon. And I don't know if I had Connor.
I got Connor.
Everything is so slow. Ugh. Full screen, yes. 144, yes.
Go.
All right, my internet should be good now. Sorry about that.
Maybe we'll get a decent map this time.
Turn this stuff down even more. Try and get some performance out of my computer for some reason. Like if I do auto detect, it cranks everything up. So I don't understand why it's gone to shit so badly. Like even just watching.
How long have you been doing this podcast for, by the way, Jim?
So the podcast itself is about a year old. You guys are technically Check Your Six number 3. I had audio problems when I recorded my first one, so that one never went out. But so you guys are number 3. This is like my 3rd week trying to do Check Your Six, just because I wanted to add more context and content for collegiate esports and get to know some of the players a little more. But the podcast itself started with me interviewing game developers. And actually Dostrosa in my chat right now, he was one of my first interviews. We worked together at ArenaNet. So yeah, it's just me wanting to get to know more game developers at first and their stories about how they got into the industry. But about 6 months ago, I switched over to talking about collegiate esports because no one else was covering it, and I saw it as this up-and-coming scene, and I just really enjoyed a lot of the stories that I got from it. So it's just really cool to get to know people on a personal level.
You used to work for ArenaNet?
I used to, and then I left, and then I'm actually back again.
So did you used to work for ArenaNet back in? I guess we're both too young for that, but Diablo 2.
Need to use your drone.
That was Blizzard.
It was run by ArenaNet though.
No, ArenaNet had some founders from Blizzard. They shipped Diablo 2, but then they left and formed ArenaNet.
Oh, I could have sworn I had to have an ArenaNet. Back when I was playing Diablo 2, I could have sworn.
You were thinking BattleNet.
Is it BattleNet? What was ArenaNet then? What was the...
They did Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 1, that's what it was. I used to
insertion.
I was addicted to Guild Wars 1.
I wasn't there for that time, but I was there for the entirety of Guild Wars 2. We shipped that in North America, Europe, and China.
You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
You know, what did you think of Guild Wars 2 compared to Guild Wars 1?
I liked it a lot more because there was just a lot more content to it.
Really?
Guild Wars 1 was very grindy. Now
of a RuneScape guy myself.
There you go.
You know, me and a lot of veteran Guild Wars 1 players, we honestly didn't like Guild Wars 2 as much as Guild Wars 1 because we thought it was too linear. Guild Wars 2, like especially like with the skill set.
Bandit did.
All right, Connor, I got you.
We thought Guild Wars was a lot better.
Shit, never mind, I don't got you anymore.
You know, you could go into towns and readjust your skill points, and you know, go capture elite skills and have skills that other people didn't have.
The diffuser is no longer in your
Guild Wars
possession.
2 just didn't have that, and I don't know, we just didn't like it as much.
Yep,
It was still a fun game, but
yeah, it was definitely supposed to be that iteration on the MMO, and so like some people couldn't quite get into it. Other people got into it a lot more.
The diffuser has been recovered.
Planting.
I was about to hop onto Chunka's turret,
That would have been awesome.
turn around and wallbang him. Wow.
I really wish Discord had a...
are you a computer programmer?
I'm a producer.
Besides, I mean, making podcasts and stuff. So, like, when you like worked for ArenaNet.
Back then, when I first released Guild Wars 2, I was a QA lead. So my team specifically focused on testing the environments and armors and weapons and how they interacted with the player models and armor sets and all that kind of stuff. This time around, I am the producer on the PvP, World versus World, one of the Living World teams, and the Systems team.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Wrong button. I'm really good at this game, by the way. Like, you have no idea. I Like, I posted an ace like a month ago, or like, I guess closer to 2 months ago, and I haven't gotten close since, so. I'm gonna keep blaming my perf. You see that logo up in the upper right? That tells me something is wrong, and I have no idea what that means.
5 seconds and counting.
What happened?
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Mind or something.
Whoa. Hey, buddy. They're gonna just peek me. They know I'm right here. Here we go. That radio. Turn it off. I don't need that noise.
Ammo.
Just let them do the work. Holy cow. Seriously. They obviously knew where to be. Way better than I. Oh. They just went hunting outside. That's nuts.
I didn't know.
I'm trying, Trosa. I am battling some terrible performance. I'm trying.
I just hopped out and they were
That's why I've been going with the shotgun. Maybe I can lead someone enough and just one-shot them, but you know, it's not easy. I am not having a good time with this. I'm just going with Twitch because I like the weapon. I like the gun. Who was the first operator that you guys picked that you really felt like you clicked with? Like, for me, it's Twitch and her base rifle that, like, oh, I understand her gameplay, gunplay now. What was the first operator that really clicked with you?
Buddy Palo.
I think now I'm
Friend of mine.
getting weird audio
in.
interactions now. Ugh. This is the worst.
Garbage.
You literally team killed me.
that was the point.
See, look at this.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Ugh. Can you guys hear me?
Your drone has found a bomb.
Nope, they can't hear me.
Guess fixed.
Oh my god. R6, why you do this to me? This is why I have to do more of this.
Hey Joe, can you hear us in Discord, bud?
I can't.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
Raul.
Can you hear me now?
5 seconds to insertion.
Can you hear me now?
User has been recovered. You've located a bomb. Make your
Can you hear me?
location and
Whoa.
defuse it.
You counted the Tosik.
I mean, it's not very toxic.
Oh, that guy
It's
is
just.
That guy, you're getting reported.
Oh, main lobby.
Hey Joe, can you twitch out those bandit wires?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can twitch it out. My audio got reset somehow.
Oh.
Come on, let's go. Come on. The wait.
You got it, boys.
Oh, I think I took over the
located a
wrong
bomb.
turret. These are my only points. Yeah.
There we go. All right, Christian, we're good to go.
Man, this is like just being unresponsive right now. I'm hitting the button on my Habana, and it's being so weird.
Yeah,
One op four remaining.
kind of laggy right now.
You hear him
The
right
diffuser is
there.
no longer
Oh,
in your
shit.
possession.
Leave it
Right
to
behind him.
Falcon, bro. Leave it to
Nice.
Falcon.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission
Garbage
successful.
Falcon.
There you go.
Shut up, get more kills than me, dude.
Yeah, Jinro and Trosa, yeah, there's something going on with how my
I should've
audio
just opened
mixer
up
is
the,
working and
a
how the
little bit
game
of a
is
sight line
working
there
when
on
I
the
go
left-hand
into
side.
full screen. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to fix that. Is it any better now? I have to actually reset my mixer, and it's messy. I'm not an audio person.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm not
good
gonna
grief.
lie, those guys just had magnets on their heads. I don't know how I was headshotting them all.
Oh, dude. Okay, no, seriously, like, was it last night? Yeah, last night before our match, we were playing around, and we completely shit on this team, and like the guy seriously thought I had hacked. It was weird. He
Yeah.
was like, "You're tracing my head through the walls." I was like, "No, I am hearing your footsteps, and I'm waiting for you to peek." And then he's like, "How do you get a headshot?" I'm like, "Cause I know where to
Told him
aim."
he's bad.
It's
I did.
everybody's automatic go-to.
I was
whenever
like, dude, I was
things
like,
get quit.
dude, quit bitching and just get good at the game. He's like, "How can I get good if you're hacking?" Oh man.
My reaction when someone says Falcon's hacking.
I never respond to that. Like when people are like, "Oh, you're hacking," I just don't respond.
I don't even have game chat on. I can't see anything.
Oh, is this some of the same people?
Yeah, it is.
All right, thanks, Chief.
Oh man, I can't wait to get my new interface on Monday.
New
For
interface?
mic. Yeah, for my mic. My brother's selling me his Scarlett 2x2.
That's what I'm rocking right now.
And I mean, seeing that like my current interface only goes up to 48,000 hertz, and the Scarlett can go up to 192,000.
What do you
Like,
mean by interface?
it's where you plug in like an XLR mic, and you can have like studio speakers and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So like, yeah, so like the highest quality I guess for my sounds, my mic, like PC sounds is 48,000, and then the Scarlett can go up to 192,000. So basically 4 times the better quality.
We need to locate a
Everything
bomb.
will just sound more clear with my current microphone.
Nice, that's a healthy upgrade.
Yeah, I mean for sure it's gonna sound a lot better than what it is now, but. Are they upstairs?
That was a camera.
Yeah.
It's not a camera.
No. Maybe they're in.
Drone has located a bomb. 10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion.
I guess I should. Yeah, I mean,
The
if I could
diffuser
get
has been
over
secured.
to them, I would use
You've
it
located
more
a
on their
bomb. Make
deployables.
your
I mean,
way
with
to its
Capcan,
location and defuse it.
Valkyrie, and Bandit. Yeah, I would use the Twitch drone to take that out. But
That
at
just
the
broke
moment,
out.
I'm
That's
just trying to
not bad.
provide any amount of value
Now
for
it's
the
open.
team. Doing this?
I don't think anyone's in there.
Yep.
I think they were throwing dog cams, so just be careful for that.
It's Bandito. He's on stairs.
There we go. Headshot.
Bandit's hurt him.
Oh.
Oh, what the?
This chunk is on the stairs, dude.
Oh, shit.
There's one in there, Falky too.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, he's sitting in the corner. Are you kidding me? Valk is literally sitting in a corner on bomb.
Oh, man. Game of angles.
Honk is right here as well. Or someone. Fell.
Op 4 last operator standing.
Yeah.
He's super close to me on the stairs.
Down to
Yep.
1 friendly.
Nice.
neutralized. Mission successful.
Exactly.
He's like question mark.
Oh wow.
There you go, Trosa. I got you one.
That is one of the downsides of wearing that or those specific Spetsnaz operators, just having that
Yeah, it just
very
stands out
strange
some.
camo. Yeah.
I'm curious, what was the first operators that really clicked with you guys in R6? Like for me, it was Twitch with the F2 and her rifle, and then just being able to provide utility.
For defense,
Either.
Capcan. I have been a day one Capcan player.
When I first started, I was a noob at the game, and so the two operators that really made the most sense to me were Thatcher and Thermite, just because they work in unison very well together.
Secure
And
the
they
area.
also
Keep
have
the bombs
very specific
protected.
roles too.
Like when I first started playing, I literally played only Rook and Habana, and to this day, they're still my most played operators. I don't play Rook as much anymore, basically because there's a lot better operators you can do. But Habana is usually always useful
Rook
on any
is so
switch.
good. What do you mean?
I'm kind of more lean to Legion now. I love playing Legion. Careful there, buddy. Oh, hey,
Oh,
toasted,
shit.
toasted.
10 seconds to insertion.
That's toasted. That's toasted. Bad boy.
Down to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Bomb locations are secure.
Give me your weapon. It's the Peacekeeper.
Oh, dude, wrong game.
Oh shit, we're playing Siege, not Apex. Wrong game.
Wall secured.
Or I got.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Be advised, Op
Oh,
4 has located a
Jesus.
bomb.
Damn.
I didn't
Just
even.
got booped.
I didn't even realize I couldn't hear
Oh.
that.
No.
Oh.
They're in the window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't.
I saw somebody run
Wow. I'm miserable.
Okay, that guy's just really bad.
Op 4
Like,
found a
I don't know
bomb.
if we
You
should
must
be
defend
playing
it.
against these kids as seriously. It's kind of.
Oh, don't worry. It's
I'm
my
playing
my
Cade with the
experience
shotgun
dragging
kinda-
all of you down to this level.
Shotgun's good.
I kn-
Fuse.
Oh no.
Oh. Who has
How
the better
did-
range?
I
Who
didn't
has
know that
the
guy
better
could
range?
get all the way out there. Use your pistol, dum dum. Man, it looks like Essential got fucked into that wall. Wait,
Who?
is that glass?
Yeah.
You picking
Oh,
glass
man.
when he's in.
I mean, why else are we gonna go try hard on these guys? I've literally got 3. Oh shit.
Oh shit. You should jump out on him. You should.
All right,
you
fuck
should
it.
Jump out on
Friendly, last
Nope.
operator.
him. Well said. No balls. Aww.
Mission failed.
Nice try.
All friendlies were eliminated.
Was it a clutch or kick?
Oh no.
Who's a memer? I shouldn't go Ying. Let's do it.
Another operator that I think really clicked with me on attack is Lion. I honestly I think he's just extremely balanced and he's a well-rounded character.
Hey,
Yeah,
can I
just
have
throw it-
blitz?
Yeah, throw a jackal.
Hurry.
Just kidding.
Can I 6-pick off of Ash, please?
This is another one that clicked with me. Blitz. Really good with blitz.
Show us how you do it.
No, actually,
to
like when I
locate a
started playing
bomb.
this game, I actually played Fuse a lot because I just thought his gadget was extremely cool.
I mean, to this day, his AK freaking good.
His AK is really good. It used to be really trash.
I did play a lot of Fuse, but that's also because I was a newbie at this game. Yeah.
This chunk is chasing
My
me.
most played operators are still Rook and Hibana. They have probably about like double the
10
amount of
seconds.
time than my second most played operators.
Insertion in 5 seconds.
I got
Be
that.
advised your drone
I
has
actually used
located
to
a
play
bomb.
Frost a lot on defense.
The
When
diffuser
Frost
has
came
been
out,
recovered.
I was a huge
You've
Frost
located a
fan.
bomb. Make your way to its location.
Probably have the most hours on Frost out of any defense character I have.
Damn, I did that with the Hollow too.
You want to tell you, bro? Hollow.
Hell yeah. All right, Connor, I'm expecting nothing less 4 kills from you.
Okay.
Blitz it up. Let's go. This is how I motivate Connor in collegiate matches. Sorry.
Wow, when you
I was gonna die.
were not.
Yeah, I was. I'm down to 40 HP. I'm down. Okay, now because I'm dead.
You have located a bomb.
Do it. Fuck him up, Connor.
I can't. Oh, what? He's literally inside of me. Oh, that's funny.
Is he sitting in that corner right there?
Yeah, he's sitting in the corner, dude.
That corner you're looking at, Joe? Right there behind the reinforced. On
To
the
the
right
right.
side. The right.
Yeah.
Behind there.
I love casual, dude. It's fun.
Honestly, I just fucking around and casual, just meme all the time.
That's what I'm
Hey,
doing.
okay,
dude.
I got that assist. Thank you.
He's to your right, Joe. Hard right, like really hard right. Like yeah, like in that corner,
There you-
right there.
There you go. Nice.
Op
Good
4
job.
eliminated.
This bandit just tried to come up on us.
Wait, Connor, do we still have the same blitz helmet?
I don't know.
There you
The
go.
mask, like the scary. looking
Troso,
mask
that's
thing?
2. I think I got you covered now.
I think we. Yeah, I think we both. I don't know what you have on yours. That's funny. That's who Chonka was trying to get a spawn peek with this turret. Who does he think he is? Bikini buddy?
It's Bikini Bodhi.
Hello, everybody.
All right, next one's for Chief. Can you get
Oh,
one for
you're going
Chief?
crazy this time.
Chief and
I'm
JJ.
so tempted to play Frost. I don't know if I want to though. Some Legion.
And see, I'm playing windowed now, just because I don't know if audio is going to cut out
You
with
can,
me, and like
one-tap everybody.
R6 apparently
Connor.
windowed uses like
We'll see.
30% more memory. Bleh. Like
Protect the bomb.
my computer is vomiting for
Hey,
some
Joe, so
reason.
what made you decide to pick Rainbow Six over any other
Advised, a bomb
game,
location
just
has
out of
been
curiosity?
compromised.
Because obviously Overwatch has a bigger following,
Nah,
especially at the collegiate scene.
Overwatch sucks.
Don't
I
tell
mean, for
JJ
me,
that.
it was because Heroes of the Storm closed down, because that was my main game for a long while, and then
I love your
Blizzard cut it, so I just had to find a new game, and R6 came up on my feed, and I just started playing it and watching it, and I had joined in on a free weekend, and it just really clicked with me.
I agree. This game, I fell in love with
10
this game,
seconds.
honestly, like when I was playing it.
Perpetually
sucks.
spotted.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Oh, it
Ready
was
for launch.
spotting
Anybody
me based
else
off
have
of
this game?
Ooh, careful, Christian.
This game.
No, I don't own it.
Christian, I'm gonna use you as bait real quick, so just die real quick, and then I'll kill him.
Honestly, don't even see them.
I hear that. Ooh, that's a glass.
I can't
That's a
see
fat
the
no.
glass. There's too many pine trees in the way. Trying to drone up. Careful, Jake. They're right outside that.
Oh boy.
Fuse is right outside. Let's see. He is half HP.
Which side? Left or right?
Right.
Oh,
Ah!
Oh, he's peeking the window
Nuts.
actually. The left side window.
That was close.
He's on the left side of that window as well.
alright, Jake, you got that?
I don't know.
But don't end up taking this-
There you go.
Thanks
there
for the
you go.
compliment, JJ.
Go on.
And
today?
General,
Hey,
I
there
just
you go.
started reaching
Oh,
out, so
wow.
I've got like
He left the game.
5 or 6
And I
teams that I've
died.
had messages out to. I've done 2 other ones, but I need to re-record the first
That's
one
funny as
because that
fuck,
one didn't
dude.
work.
Outstanding.
Or rather, I had audio issues. Surprise! But pretty much, I know how many teams there are going on in the R6 or the CR6
that
league.
guy's
So
name?
I'm just kind of working my way
Oh,
down
no,
the
it doesn't
list and
matter, he's gone.
whoever I can find on Twitter, really. So just wanting to do as much content as I can. So if you have any contacts,
That you
hit me
calling
up.
me?
I'm capital
Op four
R
eliminated. Mission
for
successful.
recall 3901 on Twitter or on Discord. So hit me up there or hit me up on Twitter. It's at Warlock Recall.
Man, I haven't played Cash in a very long time, to the point where it's like I keep forgetting that it's just the first to 3 wins.
Yeah. I wish they would do it first to 4.
When I played with Wazoo's team, they were like just completely thrown at how much time that they had to run through a round and like pull off, and they were just like just memeing just because they had so much time.
Is that not what we're doing?
I've been, and it's funny because with the invitational playlist as well, you have more rounds and everything's a little bit shorter. It's much more competitive. So, and that's what I was playing, right? So it just feels weird to be back in this playlist.
Yeah. No, when the invitational playlist came out, that's all I wanted to play just because of pick and ban. It was longer. The players I was playing with actually seemed to want to play that mode as opposed to like ranked, where it just really felt toxic going in as a solo.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really glad that they're implementing pick and ban into ranked next season.
That's-
Get this
glad
going,
yeah.
bro. Let's get it going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go, go, go. Start another one. I'm thirsty.
Have you had a defender that's really clicked for you, Joe? I know you mentioned Twitch is for an attacker.
I really like Smoke, but I'm not coordinated enough with understanding the possible rotations or getting enough communication to really utilize the Smoke well. So I've kind of rotated to Mute a little bit more, just for that reason that we were talking about earlier, is that now that he's got the shotgun and he can fulfill that role very similar to Smoke. So Mute has probably been the one that I've enjoyed the most. But I've definitely had some very flashy plays as Cav.
Hey, my chat wants to know why you became a podcaster.
So that kind of goes back in time a little bit. This was December 2017. I was really dissatisfied with what I was doing at work. I didn't feel like I was getting that same enjoyment that I was from game development. And at that time, I was at a Wargaming Seattle studio, and just the way that work was going and my involvement with it, I just wasn't very happy with it. I felt like I needed something more, and I got turned on to I guess he describes himself as a serial entrepreneur, Gary Vaynerchuk, and his content really just kind of spoke to me and told me to get off my ass and do it for myself. And his thing was, he suggested doing a podcast. Anyone can make it work, and it's low impact. You don't need a crazy hard computer or any crazy equipment to get it done. So I just jumped into it, and yeah, that's where it's been, and I've found a lot of enjoyment doing that.
You know, I respect that. You know, for a long time, actually, I thought about doing a podcast about Rainbow Six and about Pro League and the actual collegiate scene and stuff like that. But in the end, I actually started making a YouTube channel about like siege guides and tips and how to get better at the game. And I've actually had some pretty good feedback so far, so I can understand your enjoyment with doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to collaborate sometime, we can talk either CR6 or R6 Pro League, and we can toss it together, and I'll put it on the podcast and just keep growing that R6 seed.
Yeah, definitely, man. Just let me know.
You guys want to
I've
do
always
one
been
more?
nervous to,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Jake,
yeah.
you can
I'm
start
sorry.
it.
I totally forgot that I'm the party leader. I'm sorry.
I always wanted to get started with podcasts, but I feel, I don't know, very nervous, I guess, the thought of it. Mostly because, obviously, I'm not trying to steal your market or anything, Joe, but just about just general game sense, just things that you pick up along the way in terms of, you know, you play so many video games over the years and you learn so many different things from them, and you can apply them to just any other game that you get into. And especially now, just given the prevalence of just so much battle royales coming out, for example, with switching between team games like this and to a more, you know, battle royale setting, it's just, I don't know, it's a really interesting time for shooters in general.
I agree. I mean, I think Fortnite is mostly to blame for that, just because, I mean, the cultural impact it's already had with Ninja and Shroud, but then just how popular it's gotten, and then like brands like the NFL getting involved. But you know, if you want to start a podcast and it happens to be about R6, hey, I welcome it. We could work together on it. We can do our own separate things, like whatever you want to do. Like
To be fair, I actually
competition is
do
good.
I do love Shroud's fat cock.
Oh gosh.
Talk, clock, block. I'm so obsessed with Shroud's fat cock.
Yeah, and of course, if you need help at any time, just feel free to reach out as well. I mean, that's one thing. Given me working more with the CR6 staff, I'm sure they'd love to. How do I put this? It's kind of. It's not even necessarily about promoting one particular service. It's just about growing the entire community as a whole, which just kind of. It's more interesting to me than just simply lifting up, you know, like one particular
Use your drone to locate a
personality,
bomb.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I'm working with CR6. They gave me some data from week 2, and I'm going to turn that into like another segment of this podcast, hopefully, and then talk about week 3 as well. And then even beyond that, like I'm working with the Collegiate Esports Network. They're trying to cover all of the collegiate scenes just as a news organization, and so I'm making content with them as well. So I mean, yeah, it's all about just building collegiate scenes in general, and I'm particularly focused just on CR6.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it's funny being on staff just because, you know, obviously I kind of got the word that you were looking to promote just collegiate esports in general, so it was very
Diffuser has
interesting
been
that
secured.
I was actually
Your mission
excited
is to
to
locate and
podcast.
defuse a bomb.
But, you know, actually, funny enough, so I know this is going to sound strange, but your avatar actually looks somewhat familiar to me from like a while back, and I don't know why that is, but I just feel like I've seen your picture before somewhere.
It might have
I don't
been
know where you're
from
from,
Heroes Hype, if you were following any of the Open Division stuff for Heroes of the Storm.
No, I don't
Drop the
believe so.
diffuser.
Like, it's just so, I don't know, it's strange. I've definitely seen your image before, but I don't remember for what it was.
Where are they at? Are they in basement?
That's kind of cool.
I
Yes.
honestly don't know.
Gotti.
This is Maestro. I don't know what it's called, generator. Oh, nice shot.
There you go.
As
There you go.
as a fuse main, I can only get killed.
Raoul!
Here, let's go around. Let's go this way.
12 FPS headshot. There you go, Chief.
2v2.
That one's for you.
I honestly don't know who the last two remaining are.
Fucking sucks!
Good.
Who is that?
I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to push the tuck.
One of
Okay, there's a
them is
cab
Cav.
on the left. I guess it's an oil rig. I don't know what it's called. It's like a pump or something. Oh, you bitch.
Friendly last
Oh,
Through the
op
wall?
standing.
She's in the
Op
left room.
4 last stop standing.
Through the
I just
wall.
saw her.
2 minutes. Jesus. So much time.
Full send, no balls.
I'm
Props to that
relatively
cab.
surprised.
Clutch your kiss. There's the motivation, honey.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh,
You saw her.
Good
Jeez.
job.
Nice.
Alright, so vote him anyway.
Oh.
I'm somewhat surprised that they're changing the casual timer from 4 to 3:30 rather than just taking it all the way down to 3 minutes. It's kind of weird.
They might have data
Oh,
on
yeah,
who's
that's
queuing
because-
for casual more and just want to give that easier new player experience, I guess, especially with the free-to-play weekend having just happened and kind of ease people into it.
They should make this whole game free to play. Honestly, give everybody their money back.
Okay, that's the reason why this past season was rough, because it was around Christmas time and everyone got it free.
Nah, who
Free to play
cares?
weekend, it was on discount. It was like everyone and their mothers started playing it.
So
all those-
new players made it hard.
No, like the Smurfs buying the other the alt account.
Oh.
Protect the bombs.
Falcon,
What?
you're gonna need this.
Why? No.
I'll
You
stop
get one-
complaining
Hey,
about
you
perf,
missed it,
even though it's
dude.
driving
Yeah,
me
yeah.
nuts.
Ammo out! Loading mag!
Oh, it didn't work.
No, because I was back down to 100 health.
Be advised, Op 4 has found a bomb. 10 seconds to insertion. Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
I honestly can't wait for Mozzie. He just has such a very simple gadget, but it's just so
Bomb
powerful at the same
located by
time.
Op 4.
Being able to hack drones. Plus that spider is cool.
Swapping mags!
Somebody's running up the stairs right now.
Which stairs? Oh,
These
the
outer
outside
ones.
stairs.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called.
Come on, find it. There we go.
Got Blackbeard,
AD is deployed and ready to go.
Sledge.
Reloading! Cover me! Enemy located.
Hear a drone nearby, somewhere in the tractor room. Oh, I see it. Never mind, guys.
It's Jackal.
Oh, Ying's in the southeast little quadrant over here.
Oh, she's actually in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yes she is. I hit her a little bit. She's still behind the.
Yo, cutter.
Op 4, last stop standing.
This is Ashley in the tractor storage window. Oh, she's in tractor. Nice shot.
4 eliminated.
Joe with
There
the
we go.
Successful.
It's like all I can do right now with like my 15 frames.
Dude,
Enemy 70.
Raul! Raul!
It's such a deadly combo too, because you're running the 3-speed as well. Like just since Jaeger and Bandit have access to that shotgun, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
It just runs
Yeah.
so fast. Alright. I've been notoriously bad at Nomad, so I'm gonna try and give this AK a shot.
You shoot him in the head.
I don't have a foregrip though.
Do you have foreskin?
Oh! Hopefully not.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
I swear, as soon as I fix this performance thing, I'm going to be streaming so much more often. Gotta figure out what Discord is doing to me. That's what I think is going on. I think it's Discord.
Drone has located a bomb.
I didn't calibrate it right. I got Jinsoy in the background
Okay,
laughing
they
at me for
somehow
saying
shot
that.
my
We were
drone.
talking
I
about
think they might be hacking.
that and how
Unfortunate.
it's always
10
someone else's
seconds
fault.
to go.
What headset am I rocking? This is a
Insertion in
Corsair
5
set.
seconds.
Corsair. I don't know the model number, but yeah, it's really nice. I really like
Go to
it.
its location and defuse it.
Super cozy,
Falcon. Turn around.
and the mic on it itself isn't that bad. It's a couple years old, so
Nice
I bet you
photography.
there's a better model out. Oh yeah, it's real nice, and the LEDs on it are pretty cool. Like, it doesn't do anything but just change color, but you know,
Don't flash me. I
something a
don't
little-
want to see your naked body,
something a little
Connor.
stylistic. Go, go, go.
The diffuser is no longer in
someone literally upstairs, right on top of me. I think it's a close actually.
Cover fire, soldier! This is a fucking war zone! Raoul! Throwing up smoke!
More mine deployed.
Use yourself, you won't.
Cluster charge deployed.
I'm really surprised we
You
got
might
out of
open
that room.
Hatch, Christian.
Cluster charge live.
Don't go in there.
Blowing cluster charge.
You ready?
And he just killed himself.
How did that happen?
Oh! The whole team's on me!
Yep.
Loading mag.
She's right there behind the. Oh, she hit your other.
Oh,
Down to
Oh,
one friendly.
man.
Op 4 eliminated all.
How could this have
boy,
happened?
she peeked real fast.
Dude, that doc just wouldn't die.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Doc was just re-peeking me the whole time. That's funny. There were so many people playing upstairs too. There were 4. Pulse
Yeah.
was on the window holding his cardiac sensor.
How does it feel to get timed out in my chat, Falcon?
I mean, it's the minute that I can play this game and not worry about it. It really has no effect on me.
Dude, that was savage though. I was laughing my ass off.
With what?
What you said, bro.
Oh, to Macy?
That's fucking wild.
Oh man.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
I will get the hatches.
Yes.
Hey,
Alright.
Raul.
Cue the
Raul.
Soviet Russian music.
Come mute the basement first.
Oh, look, you can see the little
Bomb
bugs
location
on the floor.
compromised. Plan accordingly.
Look, you can see the little bug.
Yo, Falcon, stand right
Op
there.
4 has found a bomb.
Stand right there. No. Stay right there. Stand right there. Stand right there. No, Falcon, over. Fuck!
10 seconds.
Falcon! Pick me up this instant!
5 seconds.
Aiding injured friend.
Yeah, good boy. Falcon!
Injured.
Falcon!
Bomb located by Op 4.
Don't you dare. Falcon, pick me up! Falcon, no! Falcon, no! That says don't do it.
I got one Twitch shot.
Reloading, cover
Falcon,
that!
no! Falcon!
Come on, let me through.
Pick me up
Dropping
before
max.
Twitch gets me!
Oh man, we left this whole wall soft.
Raul!
I don't know what's going on.
Camera ready to
No,
activate.
Doc would be nice for you right now.
You can't even get through this hole. Shit, bro! I was open.
Bomb diffuser down on me. Jackal's lit.
I totally did that
Sorry,
on
Raul.
purpose. I did it on purpose. I saw you getting on the gun. I'm like, he's gonna shoot me.
No, I was shooting the wall, bro. I was
I
trying
know.
to open the hole bigger so I could get.
No,
through
I
it.
know. I got in your way on
Dude.
purpose.
Bro, no.
Yeah, apparently it was that little bar in the middle that was blocking both of us
One
from using that
friendly
hole.
operator remaining.
Sledge is up by the hatch.
Eek.
Op 4 has placed a diffuser near a bomb. Destroy it.
right?
Mission failed. All
The guy's
friendlies
name
were
is
eliminated.
Depressed Whale.
Falcon's got a really weirdly suppressed superiority complex going on.
What are you talking about?
Let's talk about the 57 times you interrogated me that last round.
Yeah, dude, I was trying to get intel on everyone, dude.
Oh yeah, great. You know
Ooh.
you can turn on the outlines of your friendlies, right?
No, I'd rather interrogate.
Okay, ultimate clutch or kick. Whether we win or lose, we're all kicked.
It's clutch or kiss.
Defending? I don't even remember.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Haven't
I guess
tried
I
to
should've
shoot
dropped my
Fallout
knife
yet.
first.
Seems pretty cool.
Be advised, a bomb location has
dang.
been compromised.
Mute's not doing his job. Problem.
You won't get caught!
Raboon!
10 seconds to insertion.
Gonna make me
5
TK him,
seconds
I
and
know it.
counting. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Why? Why?
Huh?
Oh, Clash is just following around, shocking me. Or trying to, at
Wow,
least.
what an idiot, dude. Who would fucking do that? Wait, can we kick them? Somebody vote to kick that guy.
What could Buck be opening up right now? Like the front door?
Probably your mom.
Reloading, cover me!
I think they're on the rappel outside that window, Jake. Yep.
Whoa. I got him, don't worry. Oh, no, I don't.
Here, I got him. I'm the real
One
shock
Op 4
master.
remaining.
Oh, almost had that.
Op 4 eliminated.
Who did
Mission
I kill
successful.
trying to hop over? Was that
Alright.
you, Fal?
Yeah, no,
That's
you
a
didn't kill
GG.
me. I think you just shot me a lot, and then I got killed by a bomb.
Alright, good games, guys. Thanks for joining me for the interview and the casual play. It was a lot of fun. If you guys want to do any shout-outs for like your streams or your social media contact and all that kind of stuff, or TAMU esports, all that kind of stuff, feel free to do that now before I cut my stream off.
Comment 15, go follow. It's awesome. We're having fun over here.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
playing Jump Force but playing Siege at the same time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, sure. If you guys, if anyone listening wants to watch some videos and tips and tricks on how to get better about aim, stuff like that, go follow the Siege Lad on YouTube. Also my Twitter at the Siege Lad. So go
He's
free, feel
basically
free to do that.
Bolo. Follow him. Subscribe. Hey, I'm gonna go into casual and get banned real quick. I'm gonna go blow everybody up.
Do it, no balls.
I'm doing it. Go watch the stream. I'll do it.
I am watching.
All right, one last shout out for JJ, helps organize this and set it up, get you all in here.
JJ's in Houston watching us.
And as JJ's shouting out in chat, be sure to follow TAMU Esports on Twitter, TAMU, and you guys can see everything that they're up to.
Shout out to Macy. She's an awesome mother.
All right, guys, take it easy. I will see you guys on the CR6.
See See
All
you
right,
later,
thanks,
man. Thanks for
I
hosting.
appreciate the time you take.
Yeah, thank you guys. All right, I am out like a trout. I will see you all later, especially you, Dostroza. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I apologize for the audio and the performance. Got a couple kills in there for each one of you, so that's cool. And we'll keep doing this thing and look forward to my next podcast. It'll go out on Monday. That's going to be with OU, Oklahoma, or University of Oklahoma. I talked with a number of their student leaders and their lead advisor for their esports program. So that'll go out on Monday, and then this, if you want to re-listen to the interview, or maybe you joined late and didn't get to catch the actual interview portion of it, I'll just do that short segment and maybe an update on the CR6 week 3, and that'll come out probably maybe tonight, early tomorrow, or maybe closer to Tuesday or Wednesday, just so I have time to make this all work. So thanks for joining me on here. Thank you, 7 viewers. I appreciate it. Thank you, TAMU Esports, for hosting this and letting me in on your guys' R6 squad. I look forward to talking to you soon. All right, later. Guess I should have had Streamlabs up so I could actually end the stream on time. So with that, see you later.